Hello everyone, welcome back to SEO Code YouTube channel. Before we start today's lesson, I want to quickly mention something important. If you are new to this channel, make sure you first check out the previous React.js lessons because if those sessions we learn the fundamentals of building modern web interface using React. Understanding React will make learning Next.js much easier. So if you have not watched those React sessions yet, I highly recommend you go and watch them first. And if you want to continue learning modern web development step by step, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't to miss up the upcoming lessons in this series. Now let me tell you something existing. This video is actually the first lessons of the complete Next.js learning series here on the SEO Academy. Throughout this series, we are going to learn Next.js step by step, starting from the basic and moving towards building a real-world application. Here is what we are going to cover in this series. First, in this video, we will start deep with the introduction to Next.js, where you will clearly understand what Next.js is and why developers love using it. In the next video, we will learn how to install Next.js and understand the project structure so you can see how a real Next.js application is organized. After that, we will explore routing in Next.js, which is one of the most powerful and beginner-friendly features of the framework. Then we will move to one of the most important topics in Next.js, which is data fetching, where you will learn how to load and manage data inside your application. Next, we will learn about components and the layout system, which will help us build clean, reusable, and scalable UI structures. And finally, in the last session of the series, we will build and deploy a complete Next.js website just like a real world project. So by the end of this entire series, you will not only understand the core concept of Next.js, but you will also be able to build your, your own Next.js application from scratch. So if you are ready to start learning one of the most powerful frameworks in modern web development, let's begin by understand what Next.js actually is. These sessions, what we will cover, what is Next.js, difference between React and Next.js, why developer use, key features of Next.js, and real-world usage. Okay, first let's answer the most important questions. What exactly is Next.js? Simply put, Next.js is a React framework. It allows developers to build full-scale production-ready web applications using React. Next.js was created by the company called Berserk, which focuses on modern tools for building and deploying high-performance web applications. Now, here is an important concept you need to understand. When we use React by itself, React mainly focus on one thing, building user interfaces. In other words, React helps us create components, buttons, layouts, and interactive elements. But when we use Next.js, we get much more than just user interface development. Next.js provides a complete framework for building modern web applications. For example, Next.js gives us many powerful features built directly into the framework, such as a built-in routing systems, server-side rendering, static site generation, performance optimization, SEO support, image optimization, and last one, API routes. All of these features are already integrated into the framework. So the easy way to understand the difference it is this. React is a user interface library. Next.js is a full web framework. That means Next.js provides a complete environment for building powerful and scalable web applications using React. Now let's talk about why developers prefer using Next.js. But before we understand that, we first need to look at a small comparison between React and Next.js because many beginners get confused between these two. So first one, remember this. As you already know, React is mainly a JavaScript library for building user interfaces. React focus on the UI layer of application. That means React helps developers create things like components, button, forms, navigations bar, and other interactive parts of website. So React is really powerful when it's come to building user interfaces. But now here is the important part. When we start building a complete real world web application, we actually need much more than just user interface commands. For example, when build a React project, developers usually need to manually configure several important things such as first one, routing system, SEO optimization, performance improvements, data fetching strategies, server-side rendering. Now the important thing to understand here is that React does not provide these features by default. So because of that, developers usually need to install additional libraries. For example, in many React projects, developers installing things like React Router for handling routing, SEO libraries for search engine optimization, state management tools, performance optimization libraries. And after installing all these tools, developers also need to configure everything manually and organize the project structure data. So as a application becomes bigger and more complex, this process can become harder to maintain and something's very time consuming. Uh, Now this is exactly where Next.js becomes very powerful. Next.js is actually built on top of React, but it provides a complete framework that already includes many essential features developers need. So instead of manually configuring everything, Next.js gives us many powerful features right out of the box. For example, with Next.js, we get things like building routing, building SEO support, server-side rendering, static site generation, image optimization, and performance improvement. So because these features are already included inside the framework, developers can focus on building the actual application features and instead of spending hours setting up infrastructure. So if we summarize the main difference in the simple way, React mainly focus on building UI components, but Next.js is designed for building complete production ready web application using React. And because of that, using Next.js gives developers several major advantages. So examples for faster development, better website performance, and improved SEO capabilities, a cleaner and more organized project structure, and scalable product-ready application. So because basically, this is one of the biggest reason why Next.js has become extremely popular in modern web development today. Okay, next one. Key features of Next.js. Now let's look at some of the key features of Next.js that make it such as powerful framework. First one, file-based routing. Uh, in a normal React application, developers usually manage routing using libraries like React Router. That mean routers need to be configured manually in the code. But in SJS, routing work in a much simpler way. Basically, routing is based on your project file structure. For example, if you create a file called about.js, Next.js will automatically create on route hash about. So whenever user visits that URL, Next.js will automatically render the about page. Because of the routing system becomes much simpler and easy to manage. Second one, server-side rendering. Another powerful features of Next.js is server-side rendering, also known as SSR. In a typically React application, pages are usually rendered inside the browser using JavaScript. But with SSR or server-side rendering, the page is generated on the server first and then sent to the browser. Because of these, pages can load faster and search engines can easily read the content. So this helps improve SEO and overall performance. Next one, static site generation. Next.js also support static site generation or SSG. With this method, pages are generated during the build process before users visit the website. So the pages are already ready when someone opens the site. Because of this, website become extremely fast and highly optimized. This approach works really well for websites like blogs, documentation sites, and landing pages. Next one, built-in optimization. Another big advantage of Next.js is a built-in optimization features. Next.js automatically provides several performance improvements such as image optimization, code splitting, faster page loading, optimized production builds. So developers don't need to manually optimize everything. Next.js handle many of these performance improvements automatically. Okay, next one. Latest Next.js features. The latest versions of the Next.js, several modern features have been introduced. One of the biggest update is the app router. The app router introduced React server components, so which allows part of the application to run directly on the server. Look at this, reduce the amount of JavaScript sent to the browser and improves performance significantly. The modern Next.js applications also support advanced capabilities such as streaming, server actions, edge functions. Okay. Because of these innovations, Next.js is no longer just a front-end framework. It has become a modern full-stack framework for building scalable web application. Okay, so now you should have clear understanding of few important things. First, we learn what Next.js actually is. Then we look at how Next.js different from React. And finally, we explored why so many developers today prefer using Next.js for building modern web applications. So basically, Next.js give us powerful framework on top of React that help us build faster, more optimized, and production-ready application. Now, in the next video, we are going to move from theory into practical development. So, in that session, we will learn how to create our first Next.js project step by step. Next one, how to understand the Next.js project structure and how to run a Next.js application locally on our machine. So that where we will actually start working with real Next.js code. If you already understand React, don't worry, learning Next.js we will be very easy and very existing. So make sure you continue this full series because step by step we going to learn how to build a complete Next.js website together. And if you found this video helpful, make sure it leave a like, subscribe to the channel SL Code Academies. Also, if there was anything you did not understand clearly, feel free to leave a comment below and I will do my best to help you. Alright then, thank you so much for watching and I will see you the next lesson here on SL Code Academy. Okay, thank you.